Very good day to you all. My name is Pastor Lawrence Mazenge and welcome to Daily Inspiration. Today we are reading from the book of Genesis chapter 29 verses 24 to 26. And the Bible says, "And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for an handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, What is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I save thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?" And Laban said, "It must not be so done in our country, to give the younger before the firstborn." Our message this morning is titled, "Some Enemies Are God Sent." Some enemies are God sent. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are seeing a scenario where Jacob had gone into the house of Laban, and he was asked to name a wage or a salary or a package for the work that he was doing in that house. And Jacob said, "I want to work for Leah, for Rachel, your daughter." And he asked to work for 7 years. It was him who actually asked for the 7 years. And the Bible says on the night that he was supposed to be given Rachel, he was given Leah. And that morning when Jacob asked, "Why did you give me Leah?" Laban said, "We gave you Leah because according to our culture, a younger sister cannot be married before the older sister. So work again for 7 more years and we will give you Rachel." What I want to believe, there are so many theories. Some it could have been true that was the cultural aspect, but I believe Jacob deserved some respect and an explanation beforehand. And he was supposed to be given an option whether he would want to take both of them, or maybe if that was the case, he would take none of them. But Jacob was not given an option. Leah came into his house at night. I don't know whether there were no lights or so. And in the morning, that's when Jacob saw that it was not Rachel, but it was Leah. But then, when Laban was doing this, my own mind and my own theory, I'm not discarding the cultural thing, but I'm also thinking that he wanted to keep Jacob in his house for more years. Because I don't believe if Jacob was a troublesome guy, he would have allowed him to work for him for 14 years. He was going to find another way to get rid of him. But this time around, Laban had seen and discovered that there was a blessing upon the life of Jacob. So he wanted to keep him for 7 more years, to make them 14. And I believe the total number of years ended up becoming 20. Because even when he had asked for a wage, after he had gotten Rachel, after he had worked for both wives, the wage was shortchanged again for 10 times, like as Jacob says. So still, you find that there was an element of Laban wanting Jacob to remain in his house, because he was seeing a blessing upon the life of Jacob. And even when he left that house, he did not say goodbye properly. He ran away, most probably because he knew that he was not going to be allowed to just leave. So I want you to understand, instead of being a good uncle, instead of being an uncle which saving him from his brother Esau, Laban became an adversary. Laban became an enemy. But he was an enemy who was sent by God to Jacob. Why? Because if Laban had not schemed Jacob, Jacob was never going to marry Leah. But Leah was connected to the blessings of God. He had the connection of God's blessings. Leah was carrying Judah, Leah was carrying Levi. Jacob would never have made a decision on his own to take Leah. So I want you to understand that there are some enemies who are coming in your life. They think they are destroying you. They think they are shortchanging you, but they are sent by God. You need to understand that not all enemies are coming to you because of the devil. There are some enemies who are God sent. When we read the Bible, in the book of Acts chapter 21 verses 27 to 29, the Bible says, when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him, crying out, "Men of Israel, help! This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people and the law." And this place, and further brought Greeks also into the temple, and had polluted this holy place. For they had seen before him in the city Trophimus and Ephesian, whom they supposed that Paul had brought into the temple. The accusation that held water against Paul was a lie that he had brought Trophimus into the temple. It was a lie, and the people that lied against him were his enemies. They wanted to see him down, they wanted to see him dead. But in that lie was Paul's transport, free transport to Rome. He was accused and he was brought before the judges and the governors. And Paul ended up appealing to be taken to Rome, to be judged in Rome before Caesar. I want you to understand that if these people had not accused Paul, Paul was going to use his own transport to go to Rome. But because they lied against him, they gave him free transport to Rome. Some enemies are Godsend. The brothers of Joseph who wanted to kill him and who sold him to the Ishmaelites gave him free transport to Egypt. Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus Christ, pushed him to the cross where he was supposed to save each and every one. Not every enemy is coming to destroy you. Some are coming to push you into your destiny because they are Godsend. My name is Pastor Lawrence Mazenge, and this is Daily Inspiration. God bless you and have a wonderful day.